You know, I stopped a war between India and Pakistan.
We're dealing with India, we're dealing with Pakistan, and we were able to stop potentially a nuclear war through trade.
Just days ago, my administration successfully brokered a historic ceasefire to stop the escalating violence between India and Pakistan. I've been able to settle a lot of these disputes, like as an example, India and Pakistan. But maybe the most important of all, India and Pakistan. I ended that with a series of phone calls on trade. We've been very successful in settling wars. You have India, Pakistan. On Saturday, my administration helped broker a full and immediate ceasefire, I think a permanent one, between India and Pakistan. And we stopped a lot of fights. I think a very big one, frankly, a very, very big one was India and Pakistan. You take a look at what we just did with Pakistan and India. We settled that whole thing, and I think I settled it through trade.
You know, I did something that people don't talk about, and I don't talk about very much, but we solved a big problem, a nuclear problem, potentially, with India and with Pakistan.
Donald Trump says he's the ultimate deal maker, stopping wars and saving the world from catastrophe. He has taken credit for halting a potential nuclear war between India and Pakistan, and now he is promising to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict in record time. But here's the twist. In less than a year as president, he has bombed Yemen and Iran, escalated global trade tensions, and overseen mass deportation that have sparked controversy. So what's the real story? Is Trump a peacemaker or a chaos creator? Let's break it down. First up, let's talk about Trump's big claim that he stopped a nuclear war between India and Pakistan. In May 2025, after a deadly terror attack in Pahalgam, Kashmir, which killed 26 civilians, India launched Operation Sindoor, striking terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The two nuclear-armed neighbors were locked in the worst military conflict in decades, with missile and drone attacks escalating tensions. On May 10th, a ceasefire was announced, and Trump was very quick to take credit, saying he brokered the deal through trade threats. He claimed he told both nations, if you fight, no trade deals with the US. But here is where it gets murky. India's government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, flat out denied Trump's version of events. New Delhi insists the ceasefire came from direct military talks with Pakistan, not US mediation. Modi even told Trump in a phone call that India does not accept any third-party mediation on this issue. Pakistan, meanwhile, acknowledged US facilitation, but did not confirm Trump's trade threat narrative. So, did Trump really save the day? His supporters hailed it as a big deal, arguing it prevented a nuclear catastrophe. But critics, including Indian officials, say Trump's equating India and Pakistan without acknowledging the terror attack that sparked the conflict. He ignores the root cause, he ignores the root issues, and oversimplifies a decades-long rivalry. Some even argue it strained US-India relations as New Delhi felt betrayed by Trump's spotlight stealing. Now the bigger question is, was this about peace or Trump's need for a win? He has repeatedly brought up this ceasefire, even suggesting India and Pakistan go out for a nice dinner together. Meanwhile, India accuses Pakistan of ceasefire violations, showing the peace is fragile at best. While Trump touts his India-Pakistan success, his foreign policy elsewhere tells a different story. Since taking office, he has authorized at least 15 bombing campaigns in Yemen against Houthi targets, reportedly killing 300 to 400 people. He has also greenlit strikes on Iran, targeting its nuclear facilities amid escalating tensions with Israel. These moves have drawn heavy criticism, with posts on X calling Trump's action a contradiction to his peacemaker image. One user quipped, "Wish he went out to dinner with the Houthis and talked trade." Trump's defenders argue these strikes were necessary. In Yemen, the Houthis have disrupted global shipping in the Red Sea. And in Iran, Trump has repeatedly said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. But critics point out that these actions have inflamed the Middle East with no clear resolution in sight. For instance, Trump announced a ceasefire between Israel and Iran in June 2025, only for both sides to keep firing missiles. Sound familiar? It's another case of Trump claiming victory while the fighting continues. So why the disconnect? If Trump's goal is peace, why is the Middle East on fire? As one ex-user put it, his approach, bomb first, negotiate later, seems to prioritize flexing muscle over lasting solutions. Then there is Russia-Ukraine war, which Trump promised to end on day one of his presidency. Fast forward to July 2025 and the conflict still raging. Trump's latest move, he has announced the US will send Patriot missiles to Ukraine via NATO, with European allies footing the bill. He has also threatened 100% secondary tariffs on countries buying Russian oil like China and India if Russia doesn't agree to peace deal within 50 days. Sounds bold? Right. But here's the catch. Vladimir Putin doesn't seem to care. Trump expressed frustration, calling Putin a tough guy who talks nice and then bombs everybody at night. Despite multiple phone calls, including President Zelensky called very good, no ceasefire talks are scheduled. Even Russia's stock market even rose after Trump's tariff threats, suggesting Moscow is not sweating it. Critics argue Trump's flip-flopping, once hinting at pressurizing Ukraine, now arming it, shows he's more reactive than strategic. Ex-users have been brutal, with one saying Putin and other leaders are playing Trump's narcissism. Meanwhile, Trump's base sees this as peace through strength. But with no deal in sight, is this another overhyped promise? Now let's talk about Trump's silent weapon, tariffs. He has imposed steep tariffs, 27% on average by April 2025, the highest in over a century, on nearly all US imports. Steel and aluminium tariffs hit 50%, cars got 25%, and he's even floated 500% secondary tariffs on countries trading with Russia or Iran. Trump says these protect American interests, but the global economy is reeling. The US economy shrank 0.5% in 2025, worse than expectation, and trading partners like the EU and Australia are threatening counter tariffs. Trump frames tariffs as a diplomatic tool, claiming they forced India and Pakistan to back down. But India denies this, and economists argue American consumers and the businesses are footing the bill, not foreign nations. Meanwhile, countries like Colombia face 25% tariffs for resisting Trump's deportation policies, escalating tensions further. The world economy is at a low, and these tariff wars are big reason. So, is this really about leverage or economic chaos? Closer to home, Trump's mass deportation policies have sparked heated debate. In January 2025, he clashed with Colombia over deporting Colombian nationals, threatening 25% tariffs that could rise to 50% if they did not comply. Colombia backed down, but this episode highlights Trump's hardline approach. His administration also moved forward with plans to dismantle the Department of Education through mass layoffs, a move the Supreme Court greenlit in July 2025. Supporters argue these policies fulfill Trump's America First promises, targeting illegal immigration and bureaucratic bloat. But critics say they are divisive, with stories like ICE detaining a Marine Corps veteran's breastfeeding wife fueling outrage. These moves raise questions. If Trump's focused on peace abroad, why is he stalking conflict at home? So, If Trump really wants peace, what are all these conflicts about? Let's connect the dots. Trump's foreign policy seems to revolve around high-stakes gambles, bombing campaigns, tariff threats, and bold ceasefire announcements. He has painted himself as a master negotiator, but the results are mixed. India-Pakistan, a shaky ceasefire with disputed credit. When it comes to Yemen and Iran, escalating tensions with no clear endgame. Now comes to Russia and Ukraine, big promises, no progress. And do not forget the trade wars and deportations, which have rattled economies and the communities alike. Some say this is peace through strength, using America's muscle to force compliance. Others see it as narcissism-driven chaos, with Trump chasing headlines and Nobel Prize dreams while ignoring long-term consequences. Posts on X reflect the divide. Some call him the peace president, while others label him anti-peace figure who has ignited more conflicts than he resolved. Trump's actions do not align neatly with his peacemaker narrative. Bombing Yemen and Iran, threatening global trade, and pushing deportations suggest a strategy more about dominance than diplomacy. And when leaders like Putin or Modi push back, Trump's leverage seems to falter. So we are left with a question: is Trump reshaping the world order or just stirring the pot? That's the story so far. Put your thoughts in the comment box, and this is Samaksh Namdev signing off with a reminder to stay always safe. Thank you for watching.